Hi everyone. Like Denise said, I'm Jessica, and I work for a company called Simply Do It. And today we're going to talk a little bit about real estate investing, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about residential out-of-state real estate investing because we know that California is expensive, so we're trying to make it affordable for everyone to get into the real estate investing game. So I kind of wanted to start this out giving you a little bit of my background. So I am a single mom. These are my boys, and spoiler alert, this guy is almost 6 feet tall now. So I've been doing this single mom thing for a really long time. And when I got divorced, it was really important to me that I was able to still stay home with my kids. But my support just wasn't cutting it. So I had to get creative and I had to hustle to make ends meet. And I did that for a lot of years. And for me, that translated into starting some small businesses. I started a baking company and I taught myself how to embroider and opened an Etsy shop. And while that afforded me the ability to stay home, it did not afford me access to be saving for retirement like a lot of other people in my age group. So I was fortunate enough, but it really did come at a cost. And that cost for me was my retirement savings. And I have seen real estate change people's lives. And I had a background in mortgages prior to staying home with my kids. And I have a passion for real estate. And like I said, I've seen it really turn around people's lives. And so today I'm lucky enough to be leveraging my background in real estate, my passion for it, and my creative drive to help others empower themselves financially. So this is Danny. This is my boss, and he is the founder of Simply Do It. And basically, we're a real estate investing firm. We specialize in out-of-state rental properties, and we provide education, ongoing support, and access to a network of vetted real estate professionals in each of the metros that we're in. And we're currently in 5-ish metros right now. Those are the ones that kind of make sense. And he's had 20 years of experience and has overseen 5,000 transactions. So there's a lot of experience. There's a lot of situations that have come up and probably a lot more that will come up, but most of the things that could go wrong have gone wrong in all of these years. So we're going to talk about what real estate investing is, and it's essentially a different approach to reaching financial freedom and building wealth for future use. And a lot of people use this for different reasons. For me, it's retirement planning. Others who are in a different financial situation, it's creating generational wealth. They want to leave a legacy to their kids. They want to leave something to their grandkids or their great-grandkids. Others are saving for college tuition, or they have an exit strategy for their current career. We have a lot of clients that are in the tech industry up in Northern California, and from everything that I've been able to gather, it's sort of a roller coaster for them. They'll have high highs and low lows and mass layoffs, and it's kind of an insecure position for them to be in. So they're looking to generate what we call passive-ish income. So passive income is roughly not trading your time for money. So it is generating money whether you're in the hospital or you're on vacation or you're sitting at home watching Oprah. It is all of those things. But in real estate, passive income really doesn't exist. So there is still going to be a time commitment for your investments. So especially when you're getting started, it is finding the property, working with us to analyze it, seeing which is a good deal, working with your real estate professional, going through the process of buying it, working with your property manager, and then from time to time, things will come up. Your tenant's going to get mad that their lawn didn't get mowed last week, and you're going to have to deal with that. So it's not truly passive income in the respect of the definition, but it is passive-ish. You're not going in, clocking in, working your 8 hours, clocking out, coming home, and doing the whole wash, rinse, and repeat. So this is just a different approach to being able to either supplement your income, or if you're able to be successful in this, it can replace your income, especially retirement income. So benefits of real estate. lot of people use it here to diversify their portfolio and mitigate risk. So it's the age-old adage of don't put all your eggs in one basket. Markets fluctuate, and the real estate market is no different. So you can see that there are some kind of highs and lows and dips. And overall, though, between 1980 and 2020, the real estate market increased by 416%. And you guys all remember the crash, the real estate crash of 2008. It's shown right here, this little blip, right? So this was huge, life altering. People, lost everything, right? But if you look over time, it just was a little blip. And real estate loves time. So we like to say that this is sort of a hedge against inflation, because regardless of what's happening, if you buy and hold that property long term, you're going to see the benefits of this upward trend. So how does it work? And this is you, right? So I liken this to a three-legged stool, and these legs will not be equal at all times, or probably ever. So you're going to have a three-step process for gaining wealth. And the first is going to be cash flow. And what cash flow is the difference between your monthly obligation for the house that you bought and the money that you're able to get for rent. So it is the monthly money that you're able to put in your pocket after you pay your financial obligations for that particular property. So say you buy a house in Texas and your monthly obligation for your taxes and your insurance and property management's $2,000, but you are able to rent that property for $2,400, and that difference between the $2,000 and the $2,400 is going to be your cash flow, that $400 a month. You can do whatever you want with that money. You can take your kids out to a fancy dinner. You can plan your Disney cruise. You can reinvest it, as a lot of people do. And so that is cash flow. And that's just one leg of this stool. The equity portion of this stool is where you're going to see the lion's share of your gains. And that's going to become evident over years of holding your property. So I'm sure some of us here are homeowners, and we bought our house for, say, $500,000, and we've held it for 10 years. And the difference between what we paid for that house and what we can sell it for today is going to be your equity gains. And this is where you're going to see a lot of people making their money. And third is going to be your tax benefits. When you're a real estate investor, you are going to be running it like a tiny business, we say. And businesses have expenses, and businesses have write-offs and benefits. And your CPA will help you to maximize those tax benefits so that you're able to keep more of your hard-earned money at the end of the year. And that's always great, because I don't like writing those checks. So why out-of-state investing? So let's get real. Like, California's expensive. It is friggin' expensive, and I barely bought my house. So getting into a second property is just kind of out of the question for me. So if you invest out of state, they offer less expensive homes, and it's less money to start, because the earlier you can start, the more money in equity you're going to be able to make, because real estate loves time. So if you're having to save up for a down payment in California, it's going to take you a lot longer. You're not going to be able to be making money on that money. And sometimes it actually prices people out of the market. But there are some hesitations. Some people avoid investing out of state because of these three top reasons. There's others, but these are the three ones that I hear a lot. So they don't know where to buy. We live in Orange County, and why would you know the difference between Blue Springs, Missouri, and at least Summit, Missouri? Which one's better? Why should I invest in one place over the other? When I get this property, who's going to manage it, and how do I know that I can trust them? And I don't have the initial capital to get started. And this is the big one. This is mine as well. So let's take them one by one. Where to buy? So we are in 5 metros, like I said, and there's a whole laundry list of factors that we take into consideration, and these are kind of the top three. It's going to be growth, industry, and population trends. So you're going to want to go where the people are, and you're going to want to go where the people want to be, and you're going to want to be in a place that people are going to want to live and rent your house. So we buy nice houses in nice neighborhoods, good schools, low crime. All of those things are huge factors in choosing the right house. Industry for the overall metro, and more importantly, diversity of industry. We all saw what happened to Las Vegas when COVID hit, because they are almost 100% entertainment. So you really want to take an industry that is diverse. You're going to want to have a nice mixture of education, government jobs, technology, medical, all of those things that sort of act as like a safety net for the other. So if something happens to one industry like it did in Las Vegas with COVID, you've got other things to kind of back up the growth of your metro. And you're also going to want to pick a metro that is expanding, where there's money being put in to attract other people. You're going to want to attract people to be living there, and you're going to want to attract people to be tourists there. So for example, Kansas City, they have a huge meta facility being built, and it is going to attract a ton of new jobs there. Lots of people are going to be relocating to that metro for that very reason. And they've just put in a new sports arena. So a lot of people are really excited about the things that they can do downtown, but a lot of those people also like to live in the suburbs. So there's a general metro that you need to take into consideration. It's not just the local city of, say, for example, St. Louis. You can look at the numbers for St. Louis and be like, I see the population going down for St. Louis. But if you look at the greater metro of St. Louis, people are moving outside of the city and into those outskirts, those suburbs. So those are the places that you're going to want to focus your attention on. And you're going to want to work with a team. You're going to want to work with a trusted real estate team that knows the difference between Blue Springs, Missouri, and Lee Summit, Missouri. And they're going to know what block is better, what schools people want to go to because they live there. We call them our boots on the ground. And they have your best interest in mind versus wanting to just sell you a house and collect their commission. So congratulations, you bought your house. Who's going to manage this property, and how do I trust them? Because, property managers have a bad rap of being crooks, and a lot of them are, but they are not all crooks. The trick is finding and working with the good ones. So how do you find a good property manager? And we call it finding by interrogation. We ask all the questions. We work with people that we have had a years-long relationship with. We know that they have a proven record of success, and we know that they're going to cater to our specific needs of being remote buyers, because you guys are going to have different needs than someone who can walk down to their office and knock on the door. So responsiveness is important, and being proactive is also important. For somebody who's not there, they can't drive over there and make sure that the lawn got mowed. So when you're buying in a group, there are benefits. It's kind of like the co-op sort of mentality, where we bring a lot of business to a property manager, and we're a lot of times their bread and butter, and that provides us with influence and clout. Our clients get higher service level discounts, and we have some influence over their policies and procedures that would help our clients be more successful. And this is the big one for me. And we talked about California being friggin' expensive. This is from 2016 to 2024. California, Florida, Tennessee, and Missouri. And you can see they're all going within the same trends. This one's a little higher and lower, but the difference right here is the difference between getting started now or maybe never getting started at all. A typical down payment for an investment property is around 25%, and that can be close to $250,000 in California. with your fees and make ready costs. There's a lot of other things that are included in real estate. That same 25% investment is about $75,000 in some of these other states. And that's a huge jump. You know, I can come up with something like a $75,000, but that $250,000 figure is a big difference. And it might take me years to get to that point, and the market might outpace me. So I took a little case study here. This is a real house. This is a picture of the real house. And these are all real figures for this particular deal. And I wanted to show the difference of what you can make with your $75,000 investment. So your down payment of 25% here is going to be about $61,000. Went all in with your fees and your make ready costs, which is like flooring, or if the place needs new paint or something to get it ready to be occupied by a tenant, we're estimating $72,000. At year 5, your profit is $73,000. If you can see, you've got a small cash flow. Rates are really high right now, and when those go down, that cash flow number will go up. But your equity increase right here is, I told you, the lion's share of where you're going to be making your money. $70,000 for a total gain of $73,000. So in 5 years, you've been able to double your money, your investment. And a lot of people are saying, well, why don't you just put that same money into a high yield savings account? It's safer. Maybe I'll have access to it if I need it for an emergency. So I did a quick comparison of 5% high yield savings. I have one that's like 4.6. So I figured I was being conservative and generous. So 5% at 5 years. And you can see the total balance right there is $93,237. And you're probably thinking, wow, that's better than my $73,000 profit. But what you need to be keeping in mind is that this right here is your initial investment. And that investment is included in that $93,000. So your profit is only $20,000 on that same $72,000, same 5 years. The difference between making $73,000 and making $20,000, $53,000 difference. So for me, what happens if you don't have, even $75,000 or $100,000 to start your initial investment? We have come up with a program. We call it the turnaround program, and it's sort of a play on words. I was talking to my boss, Dani, and I was telling him my concerns. Like, I have this small chunk of money and I've been saving, but I'm worried that the market increases are outpacing my ability to put money away. I'm a single mom, so food goes on the table first before I fund a retirement. And these are my boys. They're much bigger now, as you can see. So he said, well, I have all of these investors who have capital, but they don't have time. They've already, their plate is full. They don't have time with their family commitments, with their day job commitments, or they've kind of maxed out the time that they're able to put into another property. So we've came up with a little plan to help people like me, or maybe some people like you, work with a mentor who's going to help you get your foot in the door. And we match a junior investor, with a junior investor. And that experienced investor is going to buy a house in one of our metros, probably in cash, and turn around and sell that property after those make-ready improvements have already been made to the junior investor. That experienced investor is going to be holding the funding, basically, because he paid for the house in cash, and offering financing terms to the junior investor better than what you can get at a bank. So this is sort of a win-win. The investor is able to be making money on his investment. He doesn't have to put in the time, and the junior investor gets the opportunity to start investing. So the junior investor gets this rent-ready house. And at the 10-year mark we just took for an example, or any term that you guys agree on, the house is sold and there's a profit sharing split. So in the number example that I used, it was a $50,000 investment versus a 75 or 100. And you could even split this with a friend if you want. You can turn around your financial future using real estate as a vehicle. You're going to have a lower down payment to get started earlier. Why? Real estate loves time. So the sooner that you can start, the sooner you can start earning equity. And we offer a mentorship program. So these seasoned investors, a lot of time, are at a point in their life where they're also looking to build a legacy, and it's important to them to showcase like how real estate has changed their life and help other people start on their journey. So with your $50,000 investment at 10 years, your profit, your turnaround profits, around $100,000. So it's a little bit less than if you were to be investing solely on your own, but it's better than it sitting in a bank account somewhere, not doing anything for you. So if you have questions about it, I can go over figures with you. We can talk about your situation and see if this program works for you guys. And if you have any questions, let me know. The QR code is also on the little piece of paper. If you guys had any questions, you guys can get in touch with me. Are there any questions that you guys have right now that I might be able to address?
Hold on to those because we're going to go through the next one.
Okay.
Hold on to those questions.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. It was a pleasure being here. I appreciate all of you guys taking your mornings to be with us.